Good morning, folks. I'm out here in just a random spot at the ranch, looking at some of the bees and the butterflies pollinating. And I'm also pondering the fact that this is alfalfa, and we've got yellow sweet clover in the back there, and some lambsquarter here. And this is just in a waste area where we have extreme amounts of clay and highly alkaline soil. And that is not necessarily a bad thing. There's even also food crops in here like yellow salsify, another wild edible that we'll do another show on. But today I want to talk about yellow clover and alfalfa. And if we have time, we'll get into lambsquarter. So let's start with the yellow sweet clover, one of the most important prairie plants that I think exists currently in North America. Its official scientific name is Mellilotus officinalis, or yellow melilot, or ribbed melilot, melilote. It's native to Eurasia and has been naturalized in North America. It's an upright, spreading biennial with a large taproot that can grow about 5 feet high. It is extremely drought tolerant, which is why it's prolific here in the desert. It can be used as a cover crop to increase nitrogen and also improve subsoil water capacity in poor soils because of the taproot. If your yellow sweet clover is invasive, you can just mulch it and it goes away. But the entire plant is edible, so I suggest you keep it. Now, the young shoots can be cooked and used like asparagus. The young leaves can be eaten in salads. Fresh leaves and seed pods, they can be cooked as a vegetable or used as a flavoring. Crushed dried leaves can be used as a vanilla flavoring in puddings and pastries. And this whole flowering plant, including the roots, is harvested in the summer and can be dried for later use. Yellow sweet clover treats varicose veins, hemorrhoids, though it requires long-term treatment for the effect to be realized. It will also help reduce the risks of phlebitis, or inflammation of the veins, and thrombosis. The aerial part, the part you're looking at here, contains coumarins, and as the plant dries, these become converted to dicumarol, a powerful anticoagulant. Therefore, it should be used with some caution and should not be used by someone with a history of poor blood clotting or who are taking warfarin medication. An infusion of the flowering plant can also be used in the treatment of sleeplessness, nervous tension, neuralgia, palpitations, painful congestive menstruation, flatulence, and many other internal disorders. Pretty fantastic. What's not so fantastic is trying to read this information in the field. Now, externally, a decoction added to the bathwater is used to treat eye inflammations, rheumatic pains, swollen joints, severe bruising, boils, bacterial infections in the upper layer of the skin. Now, for animals, this is good pasture or livestock feed, perfect for cows and rudiments. It is most palatable in spring and early summer, but livestock may need time to adjust to the bitter taste of the coumarin in the plant. The harvested plants must be properly dried and cured because poorly dried or fermented leaves produce a substance called dicumarol. And this potent anticoagulant, which is extremely poisonous, is taken in excess, can lead to bleeding disease or internal hemorrhaging. So be careful. It can be used as an insect repellent, which we need right now. The dried leaves are used to repel moths from clothing and can be put in pillows and mattresses. In the chemical industry, dicumarol is extracted from this plant to produce rodenticides. Pretty awesome. And that is a lot, way more you need to know about yellow clover. Now let's come over to the alfalfa. Other names are Foulet de Lucerne, Grand Trèfle, Herbe de Bisons, Herbe de Vaches, Lucerne, Medicago sativa, phytoestrogen, purple medic, and others. Now, alfalfa is an herb, and people use the leaves and sprouts and seeds to make medicine. This plant is amazing. It can be harvested for years, and it keeps coming back when you cut it. The purple flowers are edible and slightly sweet. And you can eat a little bit every day. It's used for kidney conditions. bladder and prostate conditions. It's used to increase urine flow. It's also used for high cholesterol, asthma, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes, upset stomach, and a bleeding disorder called thrombocytopenic purpura. People also take alfalfa as a source of vitamin A, C, E, and K4. And the minerals calcium and potassium, phosphorus, and iron are all in this plant. So it's not a weed. It's literally a pollinator's dream and potentially a lifesaver. And I eat alfalfa every day. And I'm going to start eating some yellow clover now that I know a little more about it. As we come down here in the drive, and we walk by tons of medicinal plants like Lactuca cereola, or prickly lettuce, or opium lettuce. We have a very popular video on that. We come across this area here. Ooh, I thought that was a swarm for a second. Here we are at the Lambsquarter. Now, a lot of Lambsquarter, you'll find the leaves later in the summer start to get white, and these are actually salts on the leaves. You can see some of it developing here. Some of that white powdery stuff on the stem. These are actually the minerals that this plant is pulling up out of the ground, which makes it one of the most highly nutritious plants on the entire planet. Now let's first talk about the medicinal uses for Lambsquarter, shall we? Lambsquarter is an important source of food that can be considered a key staple in survival times, and at the same time is an extremely valuable medicine. When the leaves are chewed into green paste and applied to the body, it makes an impressive poultice for insect bites, minor scrapes, injuries, inflammation, and sunburn. Now, the greens are beneficial for soothing arthritic joint pain when chewed into a mash and placed directly onto the sensitive areas. The leaves also support the decrease of pain by reducing inflammation and bringing about the increase of circulation. A tea of the leaves is beneficial for diarrhea, internal inflammation, stomach aches, the loss of appetite. The tea can also be used as a wash to heal skin irritations and other external complaints. Soaking the body in the bathwater with Lambsquarter tea added will support skin health by toning and tightening the tissues. Fantastic! Now, the green leaves, when eaten in their fresh, raw state, are particularly beneficial for supporting the healing of anemic blood conditions. The leaves are exceptionally rich in iron. Hello. And that's to help increase blood cell count and overall vitality of the circulatory system. The greens and seeds are very high in protein and phenolic content, and also have a significant antioxidant capacity for eliminating unwanted free radicals in your body. So, cleanse yourself with the Lambsquarter. The roots can contain significant amount of saponin, which creates natural soap quality when mashed or beaten. In addition, the roots being extremely useful in making cleansing soaps, the composition of saponin also creates cleansing and laxative effects in the body when drank as a tea. Lambsquarter root tea is helpful for removing excesses from the body by way of assisting the elimination. Well, and we do have a little bit more information on your Lambsquarter for you. Now, this plant is exceptionally nutritious, like I already told you. Our bodies can produce 14 essential amino acids, but 8 of them need to come from external sources, and this plant has all 8. So vegans, this is your cornucopia. Yeah. So, whilst the dust present on each leaf is made up of minerals, and these are salts from the soil, it's an indication of how mineral rich this plant is. Often, Lambsquarter leaves will taste salty and therefore make quite a nutritious salt replacement or addition to dishes. So you just dry it up and use it as a spice. And this Lambsquarter seasoning is made easily by drying the leaves and mixing them with other spices. And this Lambsquarter is packed with essential vitamins and minerals. For example, 3.5 ounces of raw Lambsquarter, which is about a cup of the greens, contains 73% vitamin A, 96% vitamin C of your recommended daily allowance. It's also a fantastic source of B vitamin complexes, including thiamine, riboflavin, and niacin. Pretty amazing. So there is your wild edible tip for the day. Lambsquarter is food, and it is a survival food, and not only that, it is one of the most nutritionally dense plants on earth. So why wouldn't you eat it? When you eat it in this green state, it's juicy and fresh. It just tastes like spinach, in my opinion. It's delicious. It's even more delicious when you cook it. Remember to eat these wild edibles in moderation. Start slow, make sure that you can tolerate it well, and then increase the amounts you use. Anyone can eat a small sprig of alfalfa every day, a small sprig of yellow sweet clover every day, and some lambsquarter. And this will just get you started in adding micronutrients to your diet that do not come from processed foods. This is why I haven't been sick in over a decade, because I eat the weeds, and you should too. I hope you got something out of the video. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance when the medicine you need is right outside. Make sure when wild harvesting wild edibles, you're not near roads, places that spray pesticides. You're well into the woods or on your own property where you know you don't spray these poisons. Hope you got something out of the video. We love each and every one of you. Thanks for watching. Share this with like-minded people and eat the weeds. Be safe.